As they say, Burns, it takes two to tango.
Nice sweater
That's
you're wearing.
Lovely sweater you've got on today.
Well, when I got this, I was told it was an original.
That is a lovely sweater
Lovely,
you've got on. I might go and get myself one.
So, who was here at work first this morning?
I left the house first.
Yeah, but who got here first? That's the question.
I have no idea because I was very late.
Was I here when you turned up?
You were sat there, yeah.
Thank you very much. So I had this on first, so you can change.
Oh, right.
Point well made.
What time did you get up this morning?
Well, it doesn't matter what time you got up, it's what time you turn up to work.
Just
I was early, you were late.
We both had a couple of sweaters that we could have worn today, but we've chosen this one.
Hey, me and my golf, we're like, aren't we?
Me and my Bernie. Well, good morning. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday morning show in association with
Golfing Days.
Golfing Days, indeed. Happy to report.
You've got a team.
I've got a team.
Well done.
We're going to
You've
Portugal.
Got 3 mates.
I've got 3 people that
shocked.
actually want to play golf with me, and we're heading out to Portugal, to Vilamora in particular.
Oh, lovely.
And I cannot wait. I've never been to Vilamora. I've never played golf there. And I just can't wait to get out and enjoy a bit more sunshine because
Superb.
I can't be doing with this rain.
Top that tan up.
Top this tan right up. Absolutely right. So, yes, in association with Golfing Days, if you want any more information on what happens with Golfing Days or what they're all about, there will be a link in the description of this video which tells you all about their events that they put on. But Did you know that Golfing Days are actually a travel company as well? They're not just about events and putting on fantastic competitions and tournaments. 50, I think there's like close to 50 pros and AMs, as in teams, playing in their pro-AMs. I mean, like, that's impressive.
That is You can leave that in, can't you?
Jordan's in charge of cutting. Whenever he does this, I have no idea where I started and when I can cut back to. I just don't get it. Like,
it was brilliant.
Lord, give me strength.
Well, don't work with children, animals, and Bernie.
Ever.
Was it not funny?
Very good. Liked it. Yeah, liked it.
You were saying about the pro-am.
Yeah. So 50 odd teams playing in this pro-am. Here we go. You know.
Oh, again, I'm ready. Professional.
You ready?
Face. Yep.
Professional in the zone.
Yep.
I can't even remember what I'm talking about.
There's 50 teams playing that you're going out to pro-am. You found 3 mates.
Yeah, I found 3 mates.
3 mates. You're playing the pro-am.
But we're going to film it.
Brilliant.
So, a bit of added pressure of obviously competing. Game is coming together.
Hopefully.
So I hope it's a little bit more open. I hope we're off forward tees and all that sort of stuff. But yeah.
It's good. I like the competitive edge that we've recently sort of added to the channel, which I think, it's good to see people playing, not necessarily playing well. I mean, you had your sort of purple patch maybe a couple of years ago when you won the Devon Order of Merit,
back in
stuff
my youth,
like that. But it's good to put yourself under that pressure in front of a camera, which again adds to the tournament pressure, but just to showcase life as a PGA professional, because that is essentially what you are.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, Jordan's coming out, so we're going to come out and film it. We're going to go and like film obviously a round of golf with me. We're going to showcase what actually like happens behind the scenes on a pro-am.
Yeah.
When if you go away with a team, because there's a lot of people out there. I know we've done
won't know what it is or
how they've
what
never
it
been
entails,
on overseas pro-ams, and they might think actually I might enjoy that. So we're going to showcase that.
I think people can find that a little bit intimidating. When all is said and done, you under pressure, but they feel under pressure because they're in a team.
Yep.
They don't want to let you down. Oh, my golf! I get it on the bus tour. Get so many messages. Oh, I play off 28. I'm not a very good golfer. Like, will I be welcome? Like, of course you will. Like, it's not. It's all about the experience, not just about the golf. It's about socialising. It's nice to go away with people you like as well. I mean, you're just unfortunate you're going with Mark and Kev, but I mean, normally you'd play with people you want to play with, wouldn't you?
Do what you got to do. You do what you got to do in this life, Bernie. Do what you got to do. Oh, on talking about going away.
Yeah.
I've got a little something for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll take you there right now. To Majorca, everybody, and in particular, welcome to the Rolex Grand Final Challenge Tour. Well, today we're at El Canada, and we're actually back here tomorrow because we're going to do some filming on the actual golf course, and just kind of thinking maybe along the lines of creating a video that is me trying to take this golf course on, see what I actually shoot around a Challenge Tour final golf course. Obviously it's in amazing condition and it's going to be extremely tough.
Danny boy just hit it through that. What's going on with your golf at the moment, mate?
This rough is so hard to chip out of.
I'm going to turn this camera off now.
The final group have actually just gone through. Matt Baldwin, who I remember from, I think he turned pro in 2008. I remember him kind of in the England setup and things like that, watching him sort of progress. And he's actually in the final group, and he's just come through 14 here on the par 3. I just wanted to kind of show you that, you know, there's no ropes here. You kind of wander around, and there's a few areas that are kind of roped off where the players kind of go up into the clubhouse and things like that. But this is how close you can actually get. You can get right up with the action. And the great thing about the Challenge Tour in comparison to, let's say, the European Tour, DP World Tour or PGA Tour is, you know, these players are as good as those guys. You know, they're kind of coming up through the ranks and doing all the right things to get themselves onto tour. All their players that have won on tour and have done extremely well in the past, but they've kind of lost their cards and come back down to this tour. But the standard of golf is phenomenal. The scoring, if you watch it throughout the season, is very high. If you remember down at St Mellion, we did a bit of filming with Steve entirely. Now Steve, I texted him just before before coming out here just to say, you know, would you be out here and we can catch up? But unfortunately, he missed out by 90 euros. Bit of a hard one to swallow, I imagine, for Steve. But fantastic facility, fantastic venue, and let's go and watch a little bit of the golf. Well, it's like we're on top of the world.
Literally, this
literally is
awesome spot, isn't it, here at El Canada?
So what's been going on? Like, you've been involved in some way, shape or form in creating, promoting almost this event, haven't you? With your new role and your new place of work.
Essentially, obviously, in comparison with like mainland Europe and various other places around the world, you've got a reasonably small population here in Majorca, but plenty of golfers to communicate with as well. Obviously, you've got Spanish speaking, strong German speaking contingent here as well, and then obviously lots of expats from the UK. So essentially, we've been marketing out this event, the Rolex Challenge Tour Grand Final, which is the second time they've held it here at El Canada, which is much of a surprise because the season-long road to Majorca obviously always ends up on this island. Last year it's held at another course, and second time here at El Canada because this is, according to a lot of publications, top ranked course on the island. You can see why it's pretty stunning, right, and the conditioning is incredible. So yeah, we've just been reaching out to as many golfers as possible through local Majorcan print publications, radio advertising, billboards on the freeways. You would have seen one coming in today when we were driving from Palma from the airport up to this direction, and various other bits and pieces. Any way we can communicate with golfers on the island to make sure they head down and check out this awesome event, because tickets are free down. So like access to some of the world's best golfers, 20 DP World Tour cards available today from the top 45 in the Road to Majorca rankings. Like, you know, some of these guys are going to be future stars in the world of golf. 100%. And we're like walking side by side when you were chatting with one of them a few minutes ago.
No ropes, it's just...
Yeah, and you get free access to it, and you know, unlike larger tour events where there are more spectators, where it's obviously cordoned off and you can't do this, you can't do that, you do just get amazing access to some pretty awesome players and in an awesome spot in Majorca. So
talking about an awesome spot, I mean, we're coming back here tomorrow.
Yeah, we're playing all the 18 holes.
We're playing the 18 holes when they're obviously taking the boards down and sorting it all out after the event.
I'm a little bit nervous because the greens are running about 12 on the stimp.
Have you seen them? They almost look white, don't they? They almost look white when you're out here, which tells you that there's obviously plenty of grain on them. But when they get white, it's like a tabletop. It's just like, gone.
We're going to be 3 and 4 putting a few times.
It's calling me, like the rainbow. feels like hints of Turnberry, the lighthouse there. Like you feel like there should be a hole out there, you know?
I feel you.
You feeling that?
But it's not very linksy, is it?
It's not linksy, and definitely the weather
Just
was not.
the lighthouse.
In fact, to be fair, just the lighthouse.
Just the lighthouse.
So Matthew,
Yeah.
well, welcome to the channel.
Yeah, thanks.
First and foremost, I mean, it's yeah, you haven't been on the channel, have you?
No, I haven't.
So welcome.
Thanks.
Question for you for the audience,
Yeah.
which is, if people were coming to watch, let's say, a challenge tour event, which is a great event to come and watch because obviously you get up close and personal.
Pretty much European tour. That's what they're going to be on, isn't it?
That's
the
what they're going to
leaders.
be.
So yeah.
And guys that have played European tour and come back down to this.
Yeah.
And you know, onwards and upwards for some. What could people kind of learn or take from, you know, watching these players when they get out and, you know, stroll around the course?
Well, if we were to go basic,
Yeah.
like basic things that I see on a golf course day to day,
Yeah.
standing in the wrong place. These guys never do that, do they?
No, they're
Like they're always to the side, they're not in the way of the person about to hit, putting, they're never down the eye line, like simple basic like that. They're
like that.
always doing the right thing, because there's obviously the obvious ones. They strike it better, they hit it long.
They hit it a long way.
So their distance control, like we talked about today as we've been watching and stuff,
Yeah.
is spot on. Like obviously they miss hit shots as well, but maybe their bad isn't as bad as what you would also see at a golf club in general. But
Yeah.
I just like the basics that they all do right, because if people did that at your local club, then you wouldn't get your whinging and all that sort of stuff, would you? So
You get other wins.
yeah, yeah, probably. So, oh, green fees have gone up again.
Well, look who I've bumped into.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
So what's your kind of, I mean, you're all kitted up.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's your kind of, I know you've been out on the course this afternoon, but you were in the box this morning chatting with
Yeah, I
this
was
guy?
with Richard Boxall, Dominic Hoylier and Kit Alexander.
Yeah.
We come over, it's the first time the Challenge Tour's been live in the grand final, the Rolex grand
Is that
final.
right?
And yeah, it's the first time, and literally to be able to see it first up hand, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
And then on the course, one thing I noticed when you're out on the course is how far actually you stand away. Like even on 17, you back away from the crowd. You're commentating on it, but in almost on the distance.
Do you know why that is, Dan?
Go on.
Because I get so excited.
Oh, do
I
you?
get so loud sometimes. All the players look around at me and go, "Oi, be quiet." But you know, I just have to. I kind of get my mic out like this one, and then get my yardage book, hide it behind it,
Yeah.
and try and muffle my noise a little bit so they don't get to hear it. But I mean, I'm hearing it still. We're still rolling right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
in the
Kit's up
background,
on
I'm hearing
18
Kit
there, yeah.
doing the interview. But it's been an amazing place. I mean, what a gorgeous setting it is here in Majorca.
Phenomenal. But what about 17 then? That tee shot those two boys hit into here was kind of the turning point, I would say, or that point.
Right now, this is a putt, you know, Bryce Easton just had. I mean, he needed to make a birdie par coming down the stretch. He was playing 217 yards. He brought the tee up 26, breeze off the left, slightly into, bunker down the left-hand side. To put the pin down the left is devilish, it really is. And this green goes away from me. Well, he pitched it here, stopped it here, you know, straight putt, down the hill, nerves are still, people looking on. He's never had his card before. This is a massive moment for the South African. Slots it in, goes at the last, makes an unbelievable up and down. There you go, he's got his card, dreams come true.
And I mean, you've been there and done it. How nervous would they be coming down these last few holes like this?
Well,
I mean, I heard you say squeaky, like almost squeaky bum time in some ways for them.
well, it is, but you know, you're in your moment of your dream that we've all, you know, you're the same, we've bashed billions of balls
Yeah.
in our ears, you know, and we've pretended that we've got a putt to win the Open, the Masters, you name it, we've all done that to get your card on the main tour. This was his moment, you know, and there's guys out there now, never thought they were going to get their cars, so behind the 8 ball, and then all of a sudden they've gone out, shot a spectacular round. The people, unfortunately, where the nerves have got the better of them, they've missed a putt here or there, hit a weak shot. Unfortunately, they're going home with the tail between their legs, but they'll be back again.
Yeah.
It's a big learning curve, but it can make or break you situations like this. So I'm proud of the guys that are able to come up trumps and get it done.
Fantastic, and fantastic to see you out here.
Dan, well, that was a treat, mate. Seeing your lovely mug at the back of 16. I didn't expect that. Thanks, bud.
Well, I think we'll head back after speaking to John. I think that was absolutely fantastic, and for him to talk us through what actually happened here, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. But as John would say, back to the studio.
What about that then?
Yeah, superb. It's good to see Rory and catch up with John.
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, and
absolutely fantastic.
See firsthand. We did have a little bit of the Challenge Tour experience down at St Mellion a couple of months ago, but just to see the final and that, I mean, it's brilliant. The fact that you can get so close to the players is what I loved.
The fact that sadly Steve missed out to get into the Challenge Tour finals by what, €90. I mean, you know, when it comes to, and this is, you know, you talk about players that when they use different bits of equipment and stuff like that, you know, €90 is, I don't know, it might be that he's just not got up and down out of a bunker in an event that was, you know, 6 months ago, or it might be that he's hit a shot and he's underclubbed and then not got up and down, or he's hit a shot underclubbed right on line, got it wrong, or whatever it is. You know, you talk about like game improvement irons and why do pros use, you know, cavity back over a blade, because
it's such small margins, but it's
tiny
not even
margins
just,
all
as
the
you're
time.
highlighting there, a particular shot in a particular year. It could be anything. The fact that you've, you know, there's so many, I don't want to say not mistakes, it's not the word, but so many reasons. Like he could have entered, he might have missed one week where the money was slightly higher than another week and not realised it. And if he'd have finished, let's say 20th that week on a different week, you would have made that $90 more, or €90 more, and that would have made it. It's just so. It's such small margins, isn't it?
Tiny margins,
I mean,
and
I played golf with your brother on Thursday in the Alliance at down at Staden Heights, and he's bought a new putting piece of equipment, which is similar to the Sam Putt Lab, but obviously on a smaller scale, more for domestic use rather than commercial use. And I was like, how much do you pay for it? And he told me, which when you hear I think it was like £800. When you think about
brought him to his knees.
Yeah, but you think about the outlay of that, and I was like, you know, £800 is quite a lot to spend on. And he's like, I've already feel like I've got my money back from it because I feel like I've putted better. My stats have shown via shot scope that he's actually doing it. And, you know, it's just things like that, isn't it? Investing in your game, and you know, everyone's looking for a little bit of, I don't want to say a kick up, but that little extra bit that's just going to take you on. Because I mean, Steve could have, if he'd have got into the finals and then he'd gone and won it, he's then back on the European Tour. And that's the difference between carrying on your career, finishing your career, or deciding what to do, isn't it? I mean, it's so.
Could he have gone from there to 20th? Because it was top 20 that got the
cards. Yeah, 45, wasn't it?
He was 46th. So he was 46th. 45 in, you're playing. He was 46th, right? So
I wonder if he'd won it, whether he'd have got one of those top 20. He must have done, mustn't he?
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking there was I think it was like 80,000 points available for that win. So if you won it, you got 82,000 points. So he would have gone from about 50,000 points to then 130. So he would have been there or there. He would have been top. I think he might have got top 20. Yeah.
Which would have been it's amazing. It's such
phenomenal. Players like John Parry.
Yeah,
who you probably heard of the name. He went up like 17 spots for that last week. He's gone from 17 spots, got him into the top 20.
So he's got his card. DP World Tour card, amazing,
fantastic experience. Amazing to see John Morgan there doing his commentary. It was so funny because I'm on the back of the 16th.
I just loved his reaction.
I knew he was there, and I saw Kit Alexander on by the 18th green, and he said, he's out on the course somewhere, go and find him. So I went and found him out there, and I just literally, he was commentating away, looking at the green, and I've just pointed the camera at him. I'm just waiting for him to recognise me because I'm just like literally standing there like this. And so he's kind of finished his commentary, looks around, he's like a double take.
Yeah, didn't expect to see you.
So fantastic to meet up with those guys. And there was an after party.
Was there? Did you get invited?
Massive after party. I think if I was there, I could have gone to it. But it was all about that. It was the Challenge Tour hosting it for themselves, their last party, but they invite then the whole of the people that qualify, and then Christoph, who is the general manager of that course that they played it on, Canada, he was down there. He got it at 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, so I think
an early one then.
Huh?
Not like us at the Open.
No,
we were later than that, weren't we?
No, I can't remember the Open. I can't remember that. But fantastic. But you've got a couple of things that you want to say about Bus Tour?
Yeah, we talked about tournament golf and stuff, and and you've been out there this week. But we've got some Bus Tour events which this year I've organised myself.
Yeah.
The price has come down slightly, just to try and make it a little bit more accessible, because a few people said last year they'd like to have played more, but it was just a little bit outside the budget. We've also made it on a Saturday and Sunday rather than Sunday, Monday, so it's a weekend. So hopefully people that do work Monday 9 till 5 will be able to participate without having to book any time off. So they'll be going along the ticker bar now, the St Melian, which is the first one, which is slightly more expensive because we are playing the Nicholas. We've also got Dudsbury and also Bowood down in Cornwall.
I like
so if you want to join them, that'd be brilliant. There are limited places because I've had to book it through the golf course myself. They've said you can only have so many people. I have had quite a lot of interest. Few people have already on it, and there's only several places left. Even some of the people that entered last year haven't contacted me, so they will miss out unless they do. But if you send me an email, I can pencil you in, and I'll be looking for sort of deposits within the next month or so.
Other things that came up from this last week, obviously fantastic on Lanhydrock.
Yeah.
Josh getting his debut out on at Lanhydrock with Gilly and yourself. I mean, it's
a good
little group that we had out there down at Lanhydrock. So a lot of fun, and obviously did a What's in the Bag with him. So for all those lefties out there that have wanted a lefty on the channel, well, there you go. You've got one now. So hopefully you'll be able to refer to what he does in comparison to what you guys do, and maybe you might be able to learn something from it. But something I just want to mention, obviously, the editing of that video, slightly different, a little bit more choppy, a little bit more straight into it, less of the waffle going on in the intro to it, which we're trying to focus on the algorithm of YouTube a bit more and seeing if there's things that we can experiment with that maybe keeps the retention up throughout the video, and we don't lose any traction when it comes to the end of the video. So you would see more of an abrupt finish. At the end of the day, what's happening is we're seing massive drop-offs at the end of the video, which does affect what actually happens with our videos and how YouTube pushes them. So ultimately, having that has enabled our retention by having a shorter intro, retention is maintained. We're maintaining better retention throughout the video, and then it ends, and everyone's still watching it right the way to that point, which is important. Great and important for the channel. So that's why you're seeing a little bit of that, and that's it really. That's all I got, Bernie.
Yeah, I mean, it's we are trying to grow the channel and push it on a little bit, and maybe we've neglected it a little bit the last sort of 9-10 months. We've had quite a lot going on. We do have other projects in the background that are maybe not so transparent, which obviously help fund the channel and keep us doing this full time. But it's time now to push this YouTube on a little bit and try and get our numbers up to a level which we believe and you believe that we should be at, really.
And also I do want to hear people's comments regarding the live shows that we've been putting on in the studio. This week we had James Ruth on there, who gave us some 3 key areas of things to talk about when it comes to the golf swing and things like that. So this is something that I really want to focus on. If you're unaware of it, every Friday afternoon we're looking to do live shows. As long as I'm here, we'll do a live show in the studio. Those videos obviously go out live and people can interact with us when we're in the live show, but you can then come back and watch them later on.
They'll be on the channel.
They'll be on the channel. So on a Friday, there won't be any videos going out on a Friday at 6 o'clock because we've already done the lives that go out. There's three videos that we're trying to create, 2 to 3 videos with different coaches, because different coaches bring different elements to it. And ultimately, you can see if you like work. If you like what that coach is offering, then maybe there's an opportunity for you to do some work with that coach yourself. So that's what we're up to.
Brilliant.
All change, isn't it?
You've got to keep changing and
keep moving,
trying to sort of modify and improve to try and again to make things better. So people don't like change, but hopefully they understand the reasons we're doing what we're doing.
Adapt.
Adapt to the ever-changing
world. On that note, Bernie, I think we're going to end the Sunday morning show.
Yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it because I had a bit of sunshine this week and I'm happy with that. So,
I've got a tan. Casper's got a better tan than me at the moment.
Definitely. We'll see everybody again on the next Sunday morning show.
See you next Sunday.